our next ride, Dr. Apple?
Seems to me you wanted to go to a place where,
Where they have laws of some kind, but not too many, and where we have some voice in how the laws are made.
I wonder if there really is such a place.
Now, don't give up yet. There are lots of ways to run a country, and you've only seen 2 of them. I think you should visit a place called Monarchia. In Monarchia, the king rules, but some of the people help him. You just might like it there.
Will there be anything to eat?
Of course, dummy. But will the laws make us safe?
Wait just a minute, and you'll see for yourselves.
Where are we this time, I wonder?
I don't know, but here comes somebody who might be able to tell us.
Who are you? And what do you want? This is private property.
Oh, we aren't going to hurt anything.
We just want to know where we are.
Well, in that case, this is Monarchia. You two don't live around here, do you?
No, we're just visiting.
We want to find out what kind of laws you have here.
I see you have your own property. Lots of places don't allow that.
Well, after all, we have certain rights here, you know. We have, well, the rights of the citizens of Monarchia. There was a time when the king had all the power, but that changed long ago. Now the king shares the power with Parliament.
Parliament? What's that?
That's a group of people who represent us. They make laws for us and try to make sure the king isn't unfair to the people.
Is there any way we could get to see this king?
You could ride to town with me this morning. Maybe you could catch a glimpse of His Majesty.
That would be super. How about it, Earl?
Sure. And maybe we can get something to eat while we're there.
Come on, Chubby. Get up here.
Do you have a voice in the laws Parliament makes? That was the trouble with totalitarian. The people didn't have any say in how things were run.
Yes, of course. We elect our representatives, and they promise to make the kinds of laws we want. I vote for the man who will represent my interests. And if he doesn't do what I think he should, I won't vote for him again.
Does everyone get to vote?
Heavens, no. Only men who own property.
You mean you have to own land in order to vote? Well, that's not fair. Poor people don't have a voice in the government that way.
Who says the law has to be fair? It certainly can't be fair to all the people, now can it? The only people who are really important are the property owners. Don't you think?
I guess that answers that question, Earl. People have freedom here, but it all depends on who you are.
It's better than a lot of other places we've been. At least some people have a voice in what happens. Lisa, look. Are you as hungry as I am?
It does look good, doesn't it? But you'd better watch out, Earl, or you'll get us into trouble again.
Oh, no, I won't. Just watch me.
Stop! Thief! Stop!
Run, Earl, hurry!
I'm running, but the sheriff is after me now.
Stop! Thief!
Stop! Hold up there! Stop in the name of the law!
I'm sorry I got us in trouble, Lisa. I should have known better.
Don't worry. It'll be all right. You won't get into too much trouble just for stealing a little food.
Don't get your hopes up. Thieves are usually given the death penalty here. Death by hanging.
All right. What's your side of the story, young man?
Your Honor, we were hungry and had no money. We aren't from around here, and we didn't know... Well, we thought...
You thought you could get away with it, just like all criminals. Well, I'll let you off lightly. I sentence you to life imprisonment. I just hope you've learned your lesson.
Life imprisonment? That's pretty stiff for just stealing some food, isn't it?
This isn't such a nice place after all. I wish Dr. Apple were here.
Excuse me, my good man. I've become interested in these young people and would like to take them off your hands.
I don't see how. Well, since you put it that way, they're all yours and welcome to them. But be careful. These foreigners are shifty, you know.
Thanks a lot, mister. But won't they miss us in prison?
Oh, no. They would have thrown you in and forgotten about you.
But how did you do it?
We of the aristocracy have certain privileges. I was just on my way to see the king, and as I often do, I stopped by the court for a bit of amusement. By the way, would you like to meet the king?
Sure. I've heard a lot about kings, but I've never met one.
Here, just hop into the carriage and we'll be off.
Look how beautiful this is, Earl. But what about those poor people there? Is anybody helping them?
Those beggars? Goodness, no. The sooner they die, the better for all of us. And here we are, His Majesty's summer palace. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's terrific. It's just like the real thing.
It is the real thing, my boy.
Earl, look at those people.
Just friends of the king. And believe me, it's a good idea to be a friend of the king.
Why is that?
Oh, let's say it just makes life a lot easier and safer. Come along now, and I'll take you straight to the king.
Is he really a good friend of yours?
Of course. Just you watch. Here now. This is the entrance to the throne room.
These people sure live differently than the poor people we saw before. Look how elegant this place is.
The king will receive you now. Come this way.
Your Majesty.
Gosh, Lisa, look at him. He's so powerful looking.
Bow down, for goodness sake. Bow down. Do you want to make the king angry?
Why do we have to bow down?
I think it's because he's so important.
How long do we have to stay in this position?
Until he says...
You may rise. Now, what can we do for you? By the way, introduce us to these young commoners, you dolt.
Yes, your Majesty. This is Lisa and Earl. They're from another land somewhere.
Very well. But while you're here, remember that my word is law most of the time. And that I can do anything I want most of the time. And that I rule by divine right. Except that Parliament gets in my way sometimes. And that makes me so angry I could...
But Parliament makes the laws, doesn't it?
Yes, but...
And Parliament is the voice of the people, isn't it?
Yes, but...
So don't you have to do what Parliament says?
Shh, you'll make him angry.
No! I don't have to do what Parliament says. I can dissolve Parliament any time I want to. It meets only if I want it to. Understand?
You shouldn't dissolve Parliament. You should make it better. It should represent all the people, especially the poor people. As it is, poor people are just dirt under rich people's feet.
Don't you think I know all that? I know what's best for my subjects. How dare you suggest such a thing?
I thought you had freedom of speech here.
We do, but not against the king. Don't ever disagree with the king if you know what's good for you.
But what if you're right and he's wrong? That's not fair at all.
Enough! I've heard enough of this nonsense. Take them away or I'll have their heads. Who brought them here anyway? Did you bring them here, you dolt?
Not me, Your Highness. I never saw them before.
Well, get rid of them. Throw them in the dungeon or the... something.
I thought you were our friend.
I was. But if the king doesn't like you, I don't like you either. It just wouldn't be healthy, if you know what I mean.
Well, so much for freedom of speech.
This place is just like everywhere else. You're okay until you do something unpopular. And after all that, I still didn't get anything to eat.
But a lot of people are worse off than we are. Look at those two kids over there. They don't have anything. They don't have any opportunity for a better life, because the rich people have all the money and all the power, and the poor people can't vote to change the government.
Lisa, look at that guy over there. He's in the stocks. They've got him in the stocks.
I've heard about those. They put people in them when they commit a crime.
I wonder what he did.
Mister, what are you doing? I mean, why did they lock you up?
I just went to the wrong church, that's all.
You what?
You see, I belong to a church that the king doesn't like, so he persecutes us and makes fun of us. I've been standing here all day. I stand here and people stop and throw things at me and, well, it's not very pleasant. I hope to get to America, where we can worship in peace, but I may be a long time getting there.
Let's help him escape.
But how?
Here, help me lift this.
Do you really think you can get me out?
Here we go. Push harder.
Hurry, the king's soldiers are coming.
Just another inch. He's free.
Thank you. I may get to America sooner than I thought.
Good luck.
Come on, Lisa, they're right behind you.
There you are. Did you have a good trip?
Yeah, but Earl got us into trouble, as usual.
Well, you made the king mad.
And what happened when the king got angry?
We found out that he really controls everything, even though there are supposed to be laws to protect people.
Of course, rich people get protected. And you know, the king said he could get rid of Parliament if he wanted to. Is that true?
I'm afraid so. That's what happens when one man has the final say in everything.
So what can people do about that?
One way is to have a system of checks and balances written into the law.
What does a system of checks and balances do?
Well, it ensures that all the power of a government isn't given to just one person, like a king or a chief. But why don't you go on the ride to America and see for yourselves?